You're listening to DraftKings Network.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Welcome back. We are joined by the great Chris Wittyngham, who was once executive producer of this show. He also wears glasses, so I would like you to be able to confirm or deny that Dan Le Batard's glasses are fake and they don't actually magnify anything or improve vision at all.
Just fog.
It's just because he wants them to fog up. It makes them look cute and intense.
Cute? You think that's a cute look? I don't think it's a cute look. I've also seen Dan's glasses up close. A lot of thumbprints on them. Mm-hmm. And so I don't feel like you'd go through the trouble of looking through thumbprints that much if you didn't need them. I've also, I'll hand him a stack of papers and then he'll put the glasses on. So unless it's a full performance, which I don't think Dan capable of in that respect, I think that they are real glasses.
Witty, there's not one prescription on it.
Yeah, it's tough. They do have food on them though, so maybe they're just for protection.
How can you tell that they have prescriptions on them?
Well, when we put them on,
okay.
More importantly, we wanted to have you on to talk about footy. All right. So you got some beef with Cristiano Ronaldo's performance in the Euros so far. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I got the Ronaldo fanboys upset at me, didn't I? So basically, after watching their performance in the Euros, he scored 0 goals. He's 39 years old. And I was really frustrated watching Portugal because they're an amazing team. If you look at their group of players, they might be right up there with the very best teams of the tournament. France, England, Spain, and they just did not look like it at all. And it seemed like the entire time they were in service of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I think it should be the other way around. When you look at the comparable talent between the other players and Ronaldo, he should be servicing them. He should be trying to fit his game around them. And instead, they're pumping in crosses. He's crying at halftime of extra time in the Slovenia game in the round of 16. He's taking penalties and missing them. He served almost no function in this team. And yet somehow he was untouchable. The manager couldn't sub him off. And he was the star of the show the entire time. That makes no sense to me, given where he's at in his career. I understand everything he's contributed to Portugal and growing the profile of Portugal in the world. But at this point, it's time for him to go. It was time for him to go 2 years ago. And somehow still, the Portuguese national team thinks this is all about Ronaldo. Guys, it's not. It's not anymore.
633. Do you know what that number is? Witty, does that number mean anything to anyone in this room?
I believe the number of career goals that Cristiano Ronaldo has scored.
I believe it's the number of millions of Instagram followers he has as the number one, not Kardashian, not Taylor Swift. Ronaldo is the single most popular person in the world, not in sports, more than the king. Therefore, he has earned the right that he gets to decide when he hangs them up.
By accruing Instagram followers?
Yes. Popularity wins the day.
He's hot.
Every time,
so hot.
And let's not forget, he's only 39 and looks really good still. So in that Portugal uni, I believe that everyone will always service him until he steps away.
That got real explicit.
He's not good. He's not good anymore. Or at least he's not good at this level anymore. And he demonstrated it over and over again. And at a certain point, this is a sporting competition, not an Instagram competition. And it seems like he is dead set on playing all the way through to the 2026 World Cup. He's gonna be 41 years old, running around out there because he's got Instagram followers. Like he's gonna try and Tom Brady this thing without winning anything like Tom Brady did. Like it's over for him at top level.
Also Diana Taurasi in this thing. But salute, back to you.
Witty, Pablo Torre here, guy whose swagger you jacked. I have a question about what the Cristiano Ronaldo fanboy is like. How would you characterize his army of fans? What distinguishes them? Because I'm not native to this part of the internet, apparently, and there are 633 million of them or whatever.
Did you confirm? Is that the number, Chris?
Confirmed.
Thank you.
So to answer your question, I think the Ronaldo... So basically, the soccer internet has divided itself amongst Messi people and Ronaldo people. And everything is viewed through the prism of that one singular sports debate. There is a whole other segment of people that just don't engage with that. But amongst the fanboys, there is certainly a section of Messi supporters too. But the Ronaldo fans, they're armed with a full amount of talking points. Like, this is politics, where they go, he scored this number of goals in the Champions League knockout round. He's won this, he's won that. What has Messi done? And then the Messi people will go, well, he's actually scored goals in the World Cup knockout round. That's actually one of my favorite stats. Cristiano Ronaldo in 4 World Cups has never scored in the knockout round of the World Cup. It's fairly remarkable. But when you look at that debate, I think that's everything. And so it was about Real Madrid and Barcelona, and now it's about these two people, how they are aging, and everything is viewed through the prism of, how does this suit my argument in the debate? How does this suit the way that my worldview? Because they also represent two different things. Ronaldo has more Instagram followers than Messi, despite, in my opinion, Messi being better player, because Ronaldo represents something. He represents the right. He represents also he represents that look. He represents that you pop your chest out and you stick it out before a free kick and you go, before you take a big free kick in a big game, and it's about aura. It's about all these nonsense things. And so is a kind of person that likes an individualist in the world, whereas Messi is this demure, team first, helping others, creating for others, and helping to lead his team. They represent two completely different things. I get the sense that
Witty's a Messi guy.
What makes you say that? Messi's a team-first guy. It's all about Miami.
Since Witty's a Messi guy and Ronaldo is no longer participating, we can go ahead and talk about Argentina in the Copa because they are still playing. What should we be excited about for 8 o'clock tonight where they take on our continent mates? I guess South America versus North America. Who are you rooting for in this one?
So I'm probably going to root for Canada in this one. And despite this scurrilous accusation that you think that I can only be a Messi guy, he has not been good at this Copa America.
That bed's a pretty Messi guy bed behind you.
He has not been good at this Copa America. He has been injured in this Copa America. And there's some legitimate conversations about whether or not his level has fallen off. Now, he does have the ultimate argument winner, which is that he won the last World Cup and he can round himself into form, because the thing about Argentina is we don't really know much about this Argentina team because they haven't played anybody. Their group was a joke. Their knockout round thus far has been a joke. They haven't played anybody. All of the good teams were on the other side of the bracket. So realistically, they had their ticket for the final in Miami basically already punched before the tournament even started. They just got to beat, at this point, one of either Uruguay or Colombia in the final in Miami, and they could potentially win another major tournament. But really, we don't really know what this team looks like. Messi has not been great, but against Canada tonight, they probably played their best game of the tournament against Canada that second half in the opening game of the tournament. So I think that Argentina will probably win tonight just because they have a lot more talent, but I don't think we know a ton about them at this moment.
Lads, while we're talking about the beautiful game, let me remind you that with not one, but 2 massive soccer tournaments happening right now, our partners at DraftKings Sportsbook have an offer for all customers. That's right, David, all customers. When you place a pre-match 3-way moneyline bet on a team to win only, if that game ends in a draw, you'll get your original bet back as a bonus bet. Euro 2024 or Copa America only, pre-match moneyline bets to win only. Max reward varies, opt-in required, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
What a read. That
was breathy.
What an EP.
I couldn't catch my breath through the whole thing.
You had it almost right.
I read it correctly, but the breath was way off.
You have to figure out when you're going to pause on those reads.
Thank you, David.
He did that. He confirmed the number of total Instagram followers.
And he got music for JuJu.
Actually, while we were talking, I refreshed. It's actually 634 million now.
Wow. On top of
because of this show.
Picked up 1 million during this interview.
Witty, is it the...
It could have been one, though.
Definitely what happened instead of Chris just totally not checking.
Is it... Are you really broken up about the U.S. team not making it out of the group stage? Because you strike me as a bed maker, and the idea that your bed is unmade right now...
can you tilt your camera down a bit? Because I don't know if the people on YouTube and the DraftKings Network can necessarily see just the mound. There it is.
Yeah, that seems... It seems like you're stressed. Are you stressed? Is this a Berhalter?
No, I'm not stressed. I got into Atlanta at around 1:30 in the morning last night, so it was definitely a late rise for me, and I had to grab a shower. So unfortunately, I was not able to make the bed to the satisfaction of the Batard audience.
So
yeah, there are a lot.
Nice hotel. What hotel is that?
But also, none of them are good. I wish hotel pillows were better.
Magic City tonight, bro. Magic City. Wings?
Good wings?
Nothing.
Damn,
No.
we broke Witty.
No, I will not be visiting. I'll not be visiting Magic City after my game in Kennesaw tonight. I will be staying in the lovely surrounds of Kennesaw, Georgia.
Would it shock you
Salute
to
to the
know
Owls.
that I do not unmake a hotel bed, that I slip into it?
Bruh, me too, bruh. Okay, I'm glad we're here. I keep a extra suitcase. I got a carry-on suitcase with just comforters and this trophy in it for here. As soon as I get here, I go into the secret closet, go to the room, put that on top of the cover because spring break here at the Elser seems wild, according to my sheets a couple of times ago. And so I never touch these sheets. So, bruh, David Sampson, you are a mensch.
Wait, you like slide in? Like, what's
So,
the visual of
You guys
this?
don't unkick. I gotta get those tight covers out of here.
What Witty
Right,
is
because
doing-
they're pinned underneath the bottom of the bed, and so
Exactly.
you can't fully elongate your legs. You
gap.
gotta get it swept out so you can have some room to operate.
I'm 65 inches.
Hell yeah.
I don't have any issue with elongating my legs.
Who
So-
describes their height in
Stand
that
away from that
fashion?
Somebody for whom the inches are more impressive than the feet.
What was on your sheet when you got here?
Oh, it was, okay, this was a couple of times ago, and it was while I was putting my sheet on top of, I got a sheet, and then I got a comforter. I was putting it on, I was like, wait, what is that red dot on the white cover? And so I took that cover off and threw it under the damn bed, well, under the closet thing, you feel me? And I just, it's so disgusting.
Would you
Salute to
rather
spring break.
a red dot or a white dot on your sheets?
Put it on the poll.
Chris Wittyngham, something, soccer, Spain and France. Who you
David
got?
Sampson is spasming.
I can't believe Witty's room. I'm happy for you, Witty. Wait, hey, do you ever go to the Stanford studio for Galazzo?
What are
Yes.
we doing?
I don't know.
So we're letting Witty go. He's got stuff to do.
We're letting him go. Let him go.
We have to let him go.
Go
He's
for
got
it.
stuff
I like
he wants
Spain.
to
I
do.
like Spain today. Spain. They're a good team.
Oh, good pick.
Also, red dot or white dot on your sheets. What would you prefer?
Probably red.
Love you, Witty.
I think I go white.
Love you too, lads.
You can catch Witty on CBS Sports Galazzo and Apple TV.
Thank you, sir. Well
Thank you,
done,
Witty.
Witty.
Thank you, Witty.
Bye.
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team, faster and for free. As Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they've made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else. Even those who aren't actively searching for new jobs might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other job-leading sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/PREP to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Dan Batard. Sports. Stugotz. More sports. This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I don't care what color the dot is. If I see a dot, I'm switching rooms, maybe hotels. I cannot bear the thought of that.
I've only switched hotels one time in my life. It's
Because of dot?
The carpets were damp.
That could be
It
condensation.
was in
from air
Orlando. I went
conditioning.
cheap on the hotel. It was like it was years ago when I was and I was at some I don't remember where the hotel was, but the floors were damp.
What movie did you watch last night?
Yesterday, I watched Dancer in the Dark.
All right, loved it.
It's an intense movie. It's with Bjork. I haven't reviewed it yet on Nothing Personal, but we could do a movie review segment. We have a WNBA segment.
I mean, we got two Jews
We have
cutting it
all
up.
Wait a
sorts
minute,
of
hold on,
time.
wait a minute. What's that sound? That musical sound I hear. What is that very catchy musical sound that
Pablo.
an executive producer may or may not recognize?
We still got to do your top 5 at some point.
Hey, we inside. Look, and this is what I'm gonna do. WNBA Minute, no notes. I'm not even gonna look at the notes. I'm just gonna top of the dome. If I need help remembering some teams, that's all I might need. Bottom of the league right now. Salute to the Dallas Wings. They're getting it together. With the addition of Odyssey Sims, that has changed the complexion of the team. Natasha Howard being back too. Don't over or underrate that. That is properly rated. Because Enrique always is going to be Enrique. I need a pause. I didn't breathe. I didn't do the thing that David said. Catch your breath first. I came in hot.
With you.
So yeah, let me take a deep breath. All right. The LA Sparks, right behind them, or ahead of them. They just got Azurá Stevens back. That right there will prove, I promise to God, Azurá Stevens coming back will cancel out the loss of Cameron Brink, because I feel like they are about the same type of player, same position. But with Talbot getting hurt the other night, that really helped hurt as well. But so keep faith in the LA Sparks. If you're an LA Sparks fan, I see you guys. Ari McDonald, welcome back to the league. Welcome back to prominence, because she is in the mix. Salute to the team. Moving on, the Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream got a lot of work to do. You feel me? In my opinion right now, they might. I'm not gonna say that. I love my Dream owners. I got faith with you guys, but we've had a lot of injuries this year. Like, we got Ryan hurt. We got Neighborhood Canada hurt, Jordan Canada. We got a lot of people just on the team just not ready for the championship this year. And I see Paige around the corner. I'm not saying we should tank for Paige, but I'm just saying I'm not saying that either. Salute to the Dream. We're going to get it together. Above them, I done talked the bed out. We back. You dig me? Above those, the Washington Mystics. The Washington Mystics are not their record. I repeat, the Washington Mystics are not their record. Big Mama Steph is in the building. Salute to her. They got key injuries as well. Shakira Austin, B. Sykes. Oh my God, B. Sykes. If B. Sykes come back, the Washington Mystics are a top 5 team. Right now, ready to go. Also, moving on, congratulations. I'm going to go a little higher in the standings. Congratulations to the Minnesota Lynx for winning the Commissioner Cup. Holy moly. Salute to Lil Feezy, a.k.a. Nafisa Collier. She won the MVP, the Commissioner's Cup MVP. Even though Bridget Carlton should have won that MVP that night, because she put in 23 points and it was really the reason. But get well soon, Lil Feezy. She had a leg or ankle. I'm not sure, right, but she's sitting out right now. So it's going to take Bridget to step up again. It's going to take Courtney Williams. It's going to take a team collaborative effort. And salute to my big Dorka Yuha. Salute. Dom?
I don't know. That might have been like 3 minutes. W got a lot of minutes. I got one question for you to close it out.
Sorry.
No need to apologize. That was plenty of W. Can anybody knock off the Aces? Is there any realistic chance? Let's close it out. Is there any team that can beat the Aces, or is it a foregone conclusion?
Aces or the field? Who you got, JuJu?
It's the New York Liberty doing good and the Connecticut Sun doing good. And I want to congratulate Angel Reese also for breaking the record. She broke Candace Parker record, 13 double-doubles in a row.
Double-doubles.
Also, Caitlin Clark, she did the first triple-double in history by a rookie. So I want to get to them sisters first. But the Connecticut Sun, they also got something to say about the Aces championship title run, as well as the New York Liberty. I think the New York Liberty going to go and win this year. Salute.
Ooh, we call an upset alert.
Salute to John Quayle. I love you.
That's the field.
Yeah, that is the field.
Aces versus the field. He took the field.
Well done, Chris. Nice job with the music.
Sorry.
Chris was
you were great.
Chris was so self-satisfied that entire time.
What? I
He was
didn't do
like,
anything there.
No. It was just like, look at the music that I queued up. And
I feel like that's the least of the important things he's done so far today, trying to keep this house in order. I think he did a great job with it, but it's the WNBA Minute that mattered more. The content of what JuJu said was better than the music.
And I got to sharpen that up. I feel like I was rambling too much. I did too much low, and I should have went straight in.
Is Jessica's F1 minute actually 60 seconds? Because the 2-minute intro to the show, as an example, is not 2 minutes.
It's the fastest 2 minutes in all of sports, actually. That's what they say.
So is Jessica's F1 minute 1 minute?
It's the bet is about a minute. Give or take, David.
So the WNBA Minute needs to...
A lot of bet
Yeah, it needs to tighten up. WNBA Minute has a lot of work to do, and I'm sorry look, I'm going to do better, guys. I got your back next time.
I love the end, though, because what struck me about the WNBA recently, did you see the vote counts for the All-Star game?
Yes.
Yes.
The vote counts
Multiples larger than it was last year.
6X. 700,000, 600,000 for Reese and Caitlin. And last year, the top vote getters were in the 60,000 range.
Right.
That's a major, major thing. You're vibrating. Everything okay?
Yeah, just phone.
It's been a couple times.
And the All-Star game being in Phoenix this year is a big deal because Diana Taurasi gets to go out on top.
JuJu Gotti is trying to explain to everybody should appear as extreme and deep WNBA knowledge. He's trying to squeeze in a million things and prove that he actually watches this league. And David Sampson is going at Dominique over his vibrating phone.
I'm incredibly distracted by the fact that it's happened not once, but now twice. And it's been vibrating the whole table. Do people not know you're working now?
Have a little focus, man. You can fight through a little phone vibration.
You know what vibrates the whole table? Kalia Copper coming down the lane when BG's right there. Salute to Skylar Diggins-Smith as well and Seattle Storm. They are looking good.
Do you have full credibility when there's no one you don't like?
What does that mean?
Is there a team that you don't like in the WNBA or a player you don't like?
Yes, absolutely. But I'm not sure that this is a great topic because you know how we sit here and say Darvin Ham should be fired, and we get into the microphone and say, James Harden, you're fat, or James Harden, you're doing this. We haven't reached that level, in my opinion, that we can actually say certain things to these women, these powerful women.
I want to get to that level.
Right, and that's why I'm teetering that line because there's a lot of changes I could see being made, but I don't want to harp on. You know what I mean?
You want to get to a world where we can tell the women they're fat?
No, not fat. No.
All right. I want to talk about, since we got, we're coming off the Aces, one of the best teams, constructed teams in basketball. At some point, I want to talk about Pablo's boy, Daryl Morey, who is either the most overrated or underrated GM in all of basketball because he manages to put together really impressive teams time and time again, but not really make it or never make it to.
Why are we slandering? We had another segue there. Speaking of James Harden, let's talk about the guy in Daryl Morey who has seen the future of the game, I think, as clearly as anybody has.
And said it's not James Harden.
And said, in the end, I'm going to need to move on from this James Harden guy. It's remarkable what the Sixers have done. So for people who aren't familiar, the 76ers were, and this is a great graphic we've just put on screen, but the 76ers entering this offseason had one move to make, and if they did not make that move, they would have been totally fucked. And that move was signing Paul George. And so for people who aren't familiar with what happened, Daryl basically went all in on, I can acquire this guy by trade in this new version of the collective bargaining agreement that has changed the economics of the NBA. And if I can do it, then I'm back in the game. And if I can't, I am, in fact, deeply, deeply overrated. And so I think the question is, like, did Daryl Morey, did Daryl Morey have on the line his entire reputation this offseason? And I think he salvaged it by getting Paul George, while also getting, by the way, an Ocean's 11 roster of guys that he keeps on assembling for one more job.
Yeah, it's got to be Ocean's 12 or 13 by now. He's been doing it far too many times, but I do think
Ocean's 8. He hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything, which is why I said he's overrated and underrated, because the moves that he makes are like the James Harden move, initial James Harden move is incredible. And then managing to put together a team around him that was competitive despite the fact that no one thought it would be. Impressive. And then moving to the 76ers and really putting together a team that seems like a real Eastern Conference contender right now.
Yes.
Despite the fact that Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. And he did it after putting together a team that we thought was the Eastern Conference contender the time before with limited assets. So the strategies of Daryl Morey have seemed pretty sound and impressive and sometimes even innovative, but the results, which is interesting to me that you say that.
I like Daryl Morey.
Yeah, he hasn't won
I do,
anything.
but what? I'm just curious, and I may have it wrong because I didn't know where we were going. Does he have a ring on his finger?
No.
I have the Sixers. Why you're so up on the Sixers?
you
Has that process been
Pablo?
trusted?
He's been to one conference finals.
Conference finals.
Pablo,
yeah,
do you think the
West,
Sixers team gets out of the second round?
Yes.
I
Really?
do not.
You
I
think they're
do.
better than the Knicks or Celtics?
I think they're better than the Knicks, and I think that so we're in this era where there's no real big three as a trend anymore, and the Sixers have the greatest big three in the NBA. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George is the greatest big three in the NBA.
I'm going to give an over-under and a wait to see. So we're going to mix nothing personal with the Levitard show. What is the total number of games that Embiid, George, and Maxey will be in the starting lineup together out of 82? I'm going to set the market, and then you go over/under, and we're going to remember this clip when the NBA season's over.
Okay.
45.
Over.
Okay.
I definitely think they go over 45. But
I think this Olympics don't help though. Like with
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, salute to wanting to play, but brother, last time we saw you, you had one eye and one leg. So like, brother, like take a summer off. If I'm a Sixers fan.
Yeah.
It's outrageous that he's playing the Olympics. I would not have, if I'm the Sixers owners, I'm not allowed. I don't want him to get 1 minute of playing time.
He'll sit out versus Serbia.
Yeah. I mean, there won't be a ton of pressure on him. Like
Sorry, Serbia.
I think
you did that. That's why you said it.
You know that it won't be a ton of pressure on him. I think that it's partially the experience for Joel Embiid. I'm not sure. I get the point that you're making.
He's injured every year.
I get it. But I don't
it's
think that this particular thing is going to be deciding factor. He's injured every year. He's going to be injured again. That's the deciding factor in their season every year. Whether we're going to say Daryl Morey is a genius or is a failure is going to be based on whether the player who can never stay healthy in the postseason can actually
you took
one
the
time
over of
stay
45,
healthy.
so you assume he's going to be not out for half the season.
I don't think that was a hard call to take the over on 45.
What would have made the hard call? 65?
Yeah.
That's the easiest under of all time.
No. Look, here's my thing with Daryl. I want to be clear about this. It's not that I think he is like a super genius. I just think he is super savvy about the rules of the game. And he is the classic example of somebody who the league office has to worry about when it comes to somebody exploiting all of the ways that a team can be innovative around contracts, around how to pay guys, around how to build teams. And all of that is also existing alongside a very basic observation around how Daryl has operated, which is he fetishizes stars. On some level, like the very basic math of the NBA is the story of the most advanced math guy in the same sport, which is that in an era in which it's harder to get stars than ever because of the changing business of the CBA, the reason they got Paul George is because the Clippers said in a press release, David, that was stunning, the CBA prevented us from re-signing.
That's not what they said. That's not what they said.
What'd they say?
led nothing personal with this morning.
What'd they say?
They didn't. They said that having bringing all three guys back was a priority they wanted to do, but the constraints of the CBA, not the rules of the CBA, they could have done it. They could have gone into an apron with Ballmer. They absolutely could have. They didn't feel it was necessary or appropriate to pay George what he wanted because he took the 4 years, 212 with the no trade.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the math of the CBA has incentivized a cheapness among even the richest, literally the richest of the NBA owners.
He loves his stars and also the same 7 guys that he signs at every team, everywhere he goes, every time. And they're not going to
Can we have that graphic again?
It's only on for like 5 seconds each time it's on, or 2 seconds.
Pablo, it's not just stars, though. He fetishizes foul grifters. And that's the thing that's why Daryl gets so much shit from NBA fans. Because it's not just that they're great players. They're guys that are trying to cheat the rules.
Yeah,
and then don't play well in the playoffs.
Okay, so the playoffs thing, look, when the Rockets missed 27 3-pointers in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors, that is a choke job that I cannot spin. That should have been Daryl Morey's best chance at a title, and they missed 27 3-pointers. When it comes to Joel Embiid and James Harden, I have been an enormous critic of how much they have made their own beds quite messy when it comes to how they performed. It's been an enormous problem. So the question for me is, how do you improve the hand you've been dealt with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid? You get the guy that you have not had since Jimmy Butler, which is in Paul George, a two-way wing who can defend the opposing star that is typically that position. They haven't had that since Jimmy.
Well, he's going to have to get to the finals and win, or else he's going to be general managing and
Serbia.
Howdy, y'all, it's Mike, and since the dawn of mankind, we've cooked our food over an open flame and debated the best way to grill. One thing that is not up for debate, grilling and beer always go together. Even I know that, and I'm not the manliest American type, but I know that if I'm grilling out there, I need a Miller Lite in my hand. Why? Because Miller Lite keeps it simple, undebatable quality, and it tastes as great as my barbecue. It's a beer that strips away everything that I don't need and holds on to what matters most. The light beer with the most taste. Less filling and only 96 calories. Nothing says summer like a Miller Lite. It's the original light beer since 1975 and a perfect companion for all grill masters or wannabe grill masters across this great land. With a Miller Lite in your hand, grilling doesn't just taste great. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces.
Dan Batard.
You don't remember the idea for
I
a
was
home
probably
run
like,
call?
that kind of thing. Something.
Okay, no, the home run call was that kind of swing, that kind of thing.
Stugotz.
Oh, it's a good call.
Thank you. And plus, it doesn't matter who's hitting it. Like, you're not tailoring it to a particular
Correct.
name. All that jazz. You don't got to do that. You just
Oh, that would be a great call.
Up,
That
up, and
kind of
away.
swing, that kind of thing.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
All right, yesterday, your man Novak Djokovic knocked off Holger Rune. Right? Did I get it right?
Rune.
But before we get into our Joker talk, I would like my man Chris Cody hit me with that start of the day music.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Stat of the day is brought to you by Miller Lite. All right, this is the stat of the day. Novak Djokovic has made it to 60 Grand Slam quarterfinals out of 75. Nuts. So I assume that most of you guys are aware that Novak is not a fan favorite. He's been a dominant player in, how many years, Charlie?
About 18 years, over 20 on tour. He became completely dominant in 2011. So 14 years of dominance.
I mean, that stat is insane.
Yeah. That's an 80% success rate to make it to the quarters of a Grand Slam. And are you counting of the 15 that he didn't, the ones that he wasn't allowed to during COVID, where he didn't play at all?
Not counting those.
So that's not counting those.
Yeah.
60 of the 75 Grand Slams he's played.
Yeah.
But that brings us back to Dominique's question of this guy isn't really well liked.
Yeah,
right?
at some point, even the guys who we in all of sports who get on our nerves, if they're good enough, eventually we construct a story around them and we start to love them. He's still getting booed. And when LeBron comes to your town, you may boo him, but you're showing up to see LeBron. It feels like Novak is never quite got to the point where...
But he's not getting booed. He's getting rude.
I thought it was Rune.
That's the thing here. There's a whole thing. We can play the clip. So this guy's last name that he played yesterday is Rune. And after any time that guy would do anything good, this world has an obsession with the oon sound. So if your name is Rune, when you do good things, we're going to yell Rune. We don't do it with Matts for some reason.
Matt.
It doesn't. For some reason, we do it with oons.
Do we have the sound?
Before we play the sound, I just want to point out the reason why people are obsessed with Rune is because it does sound like ooh. It sounds like play the clip. You can judge for yourself.
Hit it, guys.
And to all those people that have chosen to disrespect the player, in this case me, have a good night. Good night, good night. Very good night. Yeah.
I'm hoping that they were just commenting on Rune and that they weren't disrespecting you.
They were. I don't accept it. No. I know they were cheering for Rune, but that's an excuse to also boo. Listen. I've been on the tour for more than 20 years, so trust me, I know all the tricks. I know how it works. It's fine, it's okay. I focus on the respectful people that have respect, that pay the ticket to come and watch tonight, and love tennis, and appreciate the players and the effort that the players put in here. I played in much more hostile environment, trust me. You guys can't touch me.
There is no one who is more unlike LeBron James's description of Bronny James than Novak Djokovic, who is in a sport, Dominique, where booing is not allowed, and so he is objecting to the idea that they're getting away with taunting me under the rude.
Is he aware
loophole.
of that? Does he know of our world's obsession with that sound?
I disagree with you.
It has nothing to do with him. They weren't booing him.
I don't agree with Novak Djokovic on many things, but I do know that he's not well liked and that they don't like him. And maybe they're ruining, but I think more than ruining is the support of Rue. More than that is them wanting Novak to know they don't mess with him, and he's fine with that, which I love. What's wrong with having villains in sports that are comfortable with it? He played that role perfectly. He talked trash back to him and hit him with a snappy comeback. At what point in that match do you think he was like, you know what, I'm gonna hit him with after this one? I'm gonna hit him with that good night.
Well, he crushed him. To be
That's
fair,
great.
He took out his racket and played it like a violin after winning a point towards the crowd.
It was outstanding.
I want it to be the world's smallest violin that he played, but he played it on his racket.
On his racket, across his shoulder, like a true maestro.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's kind of shaped like a violin. But at what point in the match do you think he started, I guess around the violin time, when he started thinking, oh, I'm going to cook these losers. You can't touch me. That was awesome. I loved it.
I love that he's acknowledging it. I do wonder, though, whether he is also just caught in a perpetual hamster wheel of his own
creation,
of his own insecurity.
So the thing about this, a lot of the Djokovic personality dislike was from when he wanted to be loved. When he tried to be funny and disingenuous and had this sort of A-Rod-like persona. I'm coming to crash the party. I don't care about beating Federer and Nadal, but I really want you to like me. The last couple of years of it Novak has been far more interesting and authentic because he is never more dangerous as a tennis player, as this tennis mercenary coming to vanquish everyone, than when the crowd is against him.
That said, I don't think they were booing him at Wimbledon.
So okay, I guess
I hear what you're all saying.
Booed his ass. As soon as he was like, "Yo, it was a mistake," I would be like, "Roo, get out of here."
They're gonna boo him now,
right? I would have booed the hell
For
out of
sure.
him.
So now, when he plays his quarterfinal match or his semifinal, is he in the quarters? Because right now, Alcaraz, your guy, is playing the quarters, but
up a break.
So Djokovic plays tomorrow in the quarters. He's going to get booed.
I think so. I guess my point is it doesn't matter whether they're saying roo or boo. I think the sound that they're making is meant more for Novak than it is for roo.
Are you saying I need to hear the roos in the previous round? That's what we need to do here.
Yeah.
Like, I
If
need
only
to,
there was an EP who could summon such video evidence.
I mean,
Look, the Joker,
thought of it right now.
you throw rocks at the crown or at the throne, not from it. So just let it slide, Joker. You're the Joker. Like, you know what I mean? Let him rule.
I gotta admit, I appreciate it.
I now care about his next match. I mean, that's the story of Djokovic to me is the story of a guy who started off wanting to be liked, then realized I'm never going to be liked, and now I'm going to be somebody who engages with the public in a way that, look, I have rooted for trolls. Joel Embiid is a troll, but to be this good and also somebody who is taunting the crowd, it's a truly dangerous move that you can't really do unless you're one of the greatest players of all time.
It's also the way he wins these matches against these people, too. He makes it death by 1,000 paper cuts of torturing his opponents. Like Andy Roddick described Novak Djokovic as first he takes your legs, then he takes your soul, where he extends these matches over and over again. So you get to tennis fandom's interesting because it's for an individual person. There are each of these top players has a Kobe Stan type of fan base. And he gets to suck the life out of all of those fan bases point by point for 5 hours when he's playing like this.
Are they combined as big as Ronaldo?
No.
Djokovic plus Federer plus Nadal.
But it's
they're better at their sport.
But
they are.
I would imagine though that there is no more sport that is underrated when it comes to how hard it is to be good at it than tennis.
I think all professional sports are hard. Being around athletes, how could you agree with what he just said as a professional athlete?
I think there are levels to the challenges and how difficult professional sports are. I think tennis is difficult in a way that some sports are not because I think tennis doesn't appear to require as much hand-eye coordination as it actually does. I think when you think about the spin of the ball and understanding how to, Charlie's a really good tennis player. I think your brother was also a really great tennis player. So I've learned a lot about tennis since I've started to work with Charlie, and I can't do it. I can get to every ball.
Do you play ping pong?
Oh, yeah. I would whoop you.
I whooped his ass.
I will whoop both of y'all.
Let's do it. Get a table.
I'm not sure that any
David's
of you
really
will
good
beat
at ping
me
pong.
at all, but
David is good at ping pong.
The spin that you do in ping pong, the slice, the topspin. So in theory, you'd be able to do that in tennis.
It's different with a bigger racket.
No,
I think David is encapsulating my point about why this is an underrated sport.
I don't think we need to get into the details of how difficult particular sports are, but I think because we're like our American perspective, tennis is not something that we care about nearly as much. And I don't think the way that their athleticism is demonstrated is not as loud, I would say, as like a 360 dunk or Randy Moss taking a ball off someone's back. But I do think, and Carlos Alcaraz is the reason why he's my favorite to watch, is when I watch his highlights, they don't look like tennis highlights to me. They look like NFL Combine highlights. I'm like, damn. Who is that?
Right.
That is crazy.
And to that point, whenever TFO faced Alcaraz the other day, bro, TFO was up. I'm like, when he was up a set or two, I'm like, that's Alcaraz though. And like you said, it's that mental game of it. It's like you mano y mano against that monster over there.
Well, David and I might have been wrong here because I'm looking at a highlight reel from Rune playing the previous match, and I listened to like a 30-second clip of him winning points, and you just hear cheering after. You didn't hear a lot of. I could play it. I don't know if it's going to be great audio, but you just hear a montage here where you hear afterwards a lot of cheering. Nope, not a lot of ruining. No ruining there. Zero ruining, and then they're doing another one real fast here. They're hitting it back and forth.
They just sort of started to boo.
Here it comes.
Djokovic now.
You hear Rune?
Nope.
All right.
No.
Not a lot of ruining.
The reason they're doing it is because they have an excuse to boo Djokovic. It seems like the only thing that's been ruined today, actually, has been your argument.
Nice.
I could have used like a nice sound.
I wanted to sit there.
You know, like, da-da.
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team, faster and for free. As Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they've made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else. Even those who aren't actively searching for new jobs might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other job-leading sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/PREP to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.